What's up BTS, it's your host Michaela, and I'm here to break down the top 10 actors who hated their on-screen kisses. But before we jump into the countdown, tell me in the comments below, do you have a favorite celebrity on-screen smooch? At number 10 we have Zoe Saldana and Orlando Bloom. Now Zoe may have been dubbed as one of the luckiest women in the world for her kiss with Orlando Bloom in the 2004 film Haven, but Orlando wasn't nearly as fortunate according to himself. He spilled to people back in 2006 that Zoe's off-screen romance with her boyfriend made things weird for him, as the other male would often visit the set to sit in on their shoots. He exclaimed to the media outlet once, quote, "I hated kissing Zoe. I was like, take your tongue out of my mouth please, your boyfriend is standing right there." Most people think kissing beautiful co-stars must be great, but it's always awkward. And in an even more amusing turn of events, the Guardians of the Galaxy actress also made reported claims about their love scenes, dishing that her exchange with Orlando was gross. I guess the average reviews for the film make sense now given the two main actors seem to lack some serious chemistry. At number 9 we have Alec Baldwin and Jennifer Aniston. Among many of his charming personality traits, one thing Alec seems to lack is a soft-spoken nature, but many people seem to adore this about him. So there wasn't much surprise for fans when he let his feelings regarding his on-screen kiss with Jennifer Aniston explode in the media. The kiss in question was for the hit show 30 Rock, and when Alec was asked by New York Magazine about his experience in a 2008 interview, he informed the publication that it was, quote, painful. I mean, every man who's had to make out with her in TVs and movies, I don't know how they do it. However, he seemed to tell people the exact opposite of his previous remarks about kissing the Friends actress that same year during a gala. He described the situation as the greatest day of his life with, "Whenever you do that with someone, it's so fake. They're getting paid to kiss you and I'm getting paid to kiss her, but she's a doll." And well, in light of his then latest response, hopefully Alec was just joking about that first part. At number 8 we have Matt Damon and Angelina Jolie. The whole world was surely in collective shock to learn that Matt was complaining about his lip-locking action with drop-dead gorgeous Angelina, but his reason why he felt turned off is actually quite justified in my humble opinion. Matt discussed their 2006 film The Good Shepherd with Reveal magazine at the time to break down why he was in such a pickle when it came to kissing Angelina. Matt described the incident as such: "We're old friends, so it was like kissing my sister, really awkward and generally awful." Even more, in a 2006 appearance on Good Morning America, Matt exposed that he was especially troubled by the fact that at the time, Angelina was married to his good friend Brad Pitt. Still, the encounter didn't seem to faze Brad all that much, as he told Now magazine back then that a physical thing is, for some people, like me, very easy. You're two adults and you enjoy each other and you know that it doesn't mean anything. Whatever it was is left there. At number 7 we have Tom Cruise and Thandie Newton. Back when they had filming for Mission Impossible 2, they were surely forced out of their comfort zones. Even more so because Thandie recalls herself needing to be heavily dedicated to her kiss with Tom in the 2000s because of how much they struggled to get it right. According to multiple reports, Thandie was simply not a fan of how, air quotations, sloppily Tom kissed. And in her own words, Thandie once stated that locking lips with the Hollywood hunk was slightly icky and sort of wet. The amount of effort that went into the smooch also turned Thandie off further, quote, "To take away the mystery and magic of what you see in the movie, you're lying there, you've got 30 people around you, prodding all bits of you to make sure that certain things aren't being seen and others look good. Even when you're kissing, you can't kiss too hard because then your face sort of spreads across the other person and it looks terrible." So when Thandie wasn't so much focused on the actual act of kissing, she was worried about how she looked on camera while it was happening. When she did a sit down with The Guardian around the time, Thandie noted how it's so clinical, you're thinking more about whether or not you're squashing him than kissing him. All in all, I guess the impossible in Mission Impossible really proved itself here, huh? At number 6 we have Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio. Back in 2009, Kate admitted that she could not fathom the thought of being forced to kiss Leonardo in their shared 2008 film Revolutionary Road. And yes, this appalled many dedicated fans of the two actors since they had already smooched on screen for the 1997 Titanic film. However, as per Kate, her husband was directing their 2008 film at the time, so surely this made things pretty awkward in regards to their exchange. Kate even further opened up about how embarrassed she was over the whole ordeal in an Elle interview, saying, "It was more that neither Sam nor Leo seemed the slightest bit bothered. I was like, is it just me who feels a bit weird about this? You know, my friend, my husband, but it was just me." And to make things even weirder for Kate, she continued her story with, "There's this amazing still that was taken on set of Leo and me kissing, and Sam is in the background. You can see this look of absolute intensity on his face, and I knew all he was thinking about at that moment was the frame of the shot." In the end, despite Kate's resistance, she and Leonardo shared fantastic chemistry for the film, which eventually led Kate to win a Golden Globe Award for the category of Best Actress in 2009. At number 5 we have Will Will Smith and Eva Mendes. Of course, naturally, most actresses seem to dream of the thought of a deeply intimate, movie-styled kiss with a well-known attractive actor. And Eva was also included in this list of stars when it came to Will. She signed on to shoot love scenes with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air actor for their 2005 rom-com Hitch, and the mental note of the pressure to lock lips with Will was seemingly too much for Eva. So what did she do to calm these nerves? Well, like any other gal waiting to kiss someone, she indulged in her favorite comfort food of a tuna fish sandwich with crushed Doritos and extra onions to be rid of her butterflies. Not even kidding about the latter half, by the way. According to reports, the not-so-cute combination caused her breath to smell extra bad and was said to have completely turned Will off. To Will's luck and quite possibly his rescue, Eva downed a whole box of Altoids to help be rid of the stench that overpowered her mouth from the quote stank breath special. From this point on, the two were able to successfully shoot their scene. Following filming, Will was asked to recall his experience in 2005 when he sat down with Oprah Winfrey for her show, and he described the kiss with Eva to be absolutely wonderful. However, many viewers deem this as an attempt on Will's behalf to be polite and not speak poorly of the actress, mainly because there's just no possible way he was okay with that initial smell. At number 4, we have Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt. Now, J-Law was apparently so worked up to strip down with a then-married Chris to film their makeout sessions for the 2016 sci-fi film Passengers that she took to grabbing some liquid courage to help her through it. But in an unavoidable turn of events, she ended up getting extremely drunk, which only spiked more anxiety in her. She discussed this with the Hollywood Reporter at one time, saying, "When I got home, I was like, what have I done? I don't know. He was married, and it was gonna be my first time kissing a married man, and guilt is the worst feeling in your stomach." In order to save herself, Jennifer continued to explain her side of the story. Quote, "I knew it was my job, but I couldn't tell my stomach that. So I called my mom and I was like, will you just tell me it's okay? It was just very vulnerable. And you don't know what's too much. You want to do it real, you want everything to be real, but then that was the most vulnerable I've ever been." At number 3, we have Emma Watson and Rupert Grint. Now, when you have two actors who are literal friends and have watched one another grow up throughout their filming process together, of course things get a bit weird. The same can be said for Emma and Rupert, who saw each other mature as they acted alongside each other in their starring roles in the Harry Potter series. It was to no one's surprise that Rupert had a difficult time coming to terms with him and Emma's scripted kiss in a scene for the Deathly Hallows Part 2. When asked about their moment during a 2016 People interview, Rupert said, quote, "I never look back at that scene. I've known Emma since she was literally 9 years old, and we have this very brother-sister relationship." With an even more vivid description of their kiss feeling surreal, Rupert added, "I have a memory of her face getting closer and closer, like, oh my god. I can't really remember anything apart from that." However, the history shared between them wasn't a single factor in making their kiss mega aux. In fact, Emma dished to MTV News in 2009 that her desperation to get the scene over with resulted in her pouncing on Rupert. Thankfully for both young stars at the time though, Emma quickly recollected herself and their kiss was perfectly captured, forever remaining engraved in the history of the Harry Potter series. At number 2, we have Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst. This pair's iconic chemistry on the big screen for the 2002 box office hit Spider-Man had many loving the classic Marvel flick simply because of their on-screen relationship. Even nowadays, fans and non-fans alike rave over their famous upside-down kiss. But unlike the impressive note it left on viewers, the actors felt the complete opposite. While the smooch took the breaths away of many, it did so the most for the actors, and not in a good way. Tobey even told reporters in 2002 about what the experience was like for him and how it must have been for Kirsten. Quote, "There was rain pouring up or down my nose. I couldn't breathe and I was gasping for air out the corner of Kirsten's mouth. Poor girl, I was giving her mouth to mouth rather than kissing her." Even more so, in accordance with the Great Gatsby actor, apparently the rain wasn't the only factor behind the memorable For the Wrong Reasons kiss. In his Parade magazine interview, Tobey added, "When Kirsten rolled back the wet mask, she cut off the air completely. Jeesh, I can't imagine what a pain that was to finish." However, despite their hardships, the fan favorite smooch became one of the best movie kisses of all time and eventually led the actress to win an MTV 2003 award. At number 1, we have one of the most popularly hated on-screen kisses in the history of movie making, because not only did our next two stars despise their on-screen smooch, but they reportedly also couldn't stand each other. Acting duo Rachel McAdams and Ryan Gosling teamed up to film the 2004 romantic comedy The Notebook, but their filming period being with each other was apparently immensely difficult to get through. According to multiple reports, their shared ill feelings towards the other became so horrible that Ryan demanded Rachel be axed from the film and replaced with a new actress. Director Nick Cassavetes revealed Ryan's request in a 2014 VH1 interview where he stated that Ryan had said, "Would you take her out of here and bring in another actress to read off camera with me?" I said, "What?" He says, I can't do it with her. I'm just not getting anything from this. Clearly, we all know now that Nick decided to keep both actors in the film, smartly might I add, as this movie is still arguably the best career moves for both Rachel and Ryan, as well as one of the best romantic drama films of all time. That concludes today's BTS. Again, I've been your host Michaela, and I'll see you all again real soon.